What's going on, guys? It's History Obscured, and today I'm going to be going over Samuel Ajayi, later known as Samuel Crowther. Alright, now the reason why I'm going over Samuel Ajayi is because he played a major role in being a part of the colonial objectives of the Europeans by pushing Christianity amongst Africans, well, specifically amongst his fellow countrymen, which were Nigerians. All right. Now, the sad thing about it is he was or is still known as a man to have made many accomplishments, but his skills and his attributes, which he was able to gain through acquiring a good education provided to him by the English, wasn't used for his own benefits. It was actually used for the destruction of his own people, and that is what I'm going to be touching on today. All right. So Samuel Ajayi was born in 1809, 31st of December. Sorry, he was born in 1809. My apologies. And he was a Yoruba linguist, a clergyman, and he was actually the first African Anglican bishop of West Africa. Okay, and that's the reason why he is renowned as a man of wisdom and a man that would or is still seen as a man of respect, and basically a man that accomplished many great things coming from a bad predicament. All right, now I will go over a few things concerning his life story. All right, so during the Oral Wars in 1821 to 1829, he was actually a victim of a raid by the Fulani slave raiders. Okay, and he was actually taken captive amongst many of his fellow tribesmen within his village, which was in Osogun, which was ransacked. Okay, so he was actually 12 years old, and during this time the Portuguese were heavy in trade. Okay, still were heavy in trade from the times of the 1400s with Africans, especially amongst the coast of Guinea and the ancient empire of Ghana. But Portugal still played a part in acquiring slaves by doing business deals with the Africans, the Fulani being one of them. Okay, now being amongst the captives that were kidnapped, the plan was for him to be taken to the New World through the Atlantic. The New World obviously being the Americas, because as you know, Portugal transported many slaves to South America, predominantly Brazil. Okay, hence why many of the Brazilians speak Portuguese, because those were their colonial masters. All right, and many Nigerians, surprisingly, especially of the Yoruba tribe, were taken to Brazil. All right, I did a video maybe a year ago going over the Nego people of Brazil, who actually had Nigerian roots, specifically Yoruba, to be precise. Okay, so Ajayi was basically amongst those captives that was being transported over to that region. All right, now what was an advantage for him is during the expedition, the ship that he was on was actually intercepted by the Royal Navy West Africa Squadron, which was enforcing the British ban against the Atlantic slave trade. So once that ship was intercepted, he was actually liberated. Okay, I don't like to use the word liberated, especially when it was done by the same people that enslaved his people in different times, but that was basically his situation. Okay, so when he received and the reason why he was given his liberty is because the British were enforcing a ban against the Atlantic slave trade around this time. So you still had European nations engaging in the trade, but at this time the British came in and were trying to intervene. Okay, Now, what happened was, once the ship was intercepted, many of those captives that were on that ship were relocated to Sierra Leone. As you know, Sierra Leone had a region called Freetown, where many liberated Africans were taken to that region and were given the opportunity to live independently. All right, Samuel Ajayi was amongst those captives, okay, that were given the opportunity to live a life of independence, okay, but they could only do it within that region because that region licensed Africans to live a free and independent life, as they say, okay. Now, while he was in Sierra Leone, Samuel Ajayi was cared for by the Anglican Church Missionary Society, okay, and he was actually taught how to read and write English in Sierra Leone, okay, because there were connections between the Anglican Church Missionary Society and Sierra Leone. So although they were given liberty, they were also given the opportunity to get a westernized education, okay, and Samuel Ajayi took that opportunity to learn that. All right, now he wasn't your typical African, all right, he was well advanced and had many different capabilities and showed many intellectual qualities, all right, and they saw this in him, and that's what makes things sad about his history, because although he was educated, the Europeans saw that as an advantage to basically exploit him for their own incentives to push forth Christianity amongst various African countries. But specifically for him, it was Nigeria. All right. Now, he converted to Christianity on the 11th of December in 1825, and he was baptized by a man named John Raban. All right. And when he became baptized, that's when he went by the name Samuel Crowther. So that's actually his name that he acquired when he became baptized. All right. And this shows you that although he wasn't subject to violence or, misery, being in bondage on a plantation, he was given ideologies that came from the people that basically gave him his liberty. So it's kind of a different way of expressing or applying slavery, but much more in a passive way. All right. Now, just going back to Samuel Ajayi being in Freetown, he became interested in many languages, all right? And that's the reason why he was known to be a linguist. Okay, now, in 1826, he was taken to England to attend the school of St. Mary's Church in Islington, where he established a connection with free Africans in the 18th century, and he then returned later back to Freetown in 1827. So he was given a lot of opportunities, okay, especially knowing that he was intellectual. The Europeans put their trust in him to be able to deliver and to learn quickly, so they could use him to promote their own ideals. Okay. Now, Samuel Crowther, again, his original place of occupience was Nigeria, all right? And in 1841, he returned, but he did not return with the mindset of trying to build with his own people. He returned as a missionary, okay, alongside many other European missionaries for the purpose of pushing Christianity amongst the Nigerian people, all right? And this was in 1841, all right? He represented the missionary arm of the Niger expedition alongside a man named Rev. J.F. Scon. And within this, Crowther was ordained a priest and selected for the CMS project in the Yoruba mission on his second visit to England in 1843. So this is just showing you how advanced he was, all right? But it's also showing you that he traveled with Europeans that wanted to push their own ideologies, all right? They only used his skill and his education, again, to subjugate the people with the teachings of Christianity, because again, the way that Christianity was taught to the Africans was that they basically had to follow through with being in agreement with European democracy, and they also had to basically subjugate themselves to white supremacy, because Christianity has always had a history of white supremacist ideals. Okay, like, you know, Bible verses such as slaves obey your master, that was for the purpose of keeping slaves in check, because they basically were teaching that Christ was in support of the European colonial agenda. Okay, but it was all done for the purpose of deceiving the people, all right? And the people, I mean Africans. Okay, now going back to Rev J.F. Scone, he basically was with him, and he was expected to learn Hausa for the use of the expedition, because the regions where they were traveling to, they knew that they were going to encounter those people, all right? And again, he was just a pawn, all right? Samuel Ajayi was just a pawn. He was not cared for in the sense that they wanted him to go back and rebuild his country. It was only for the purpose of pushing forth Christianity, allegedly to stimulate commerce, which is trade, and to teach agricultural techniques. But most importantly, Samuel Crowther, or Samuel Ajayi, was put in position to encourage Christianity. That was the objective, but it was done through the lens of the European, which I don't believe he took much or paid too much attention to, because of the positions that they put him in, due to the fact that he learned or got his education from England. Okay. Now fast forward, in 1864, Crowther was ordained as the first African bishop of the Anglican Church, and this is what makes Samuel Crowther renowned. You understand? Because he was the first ever bishop to be established in Africa in general, the first black man. All right, and many people will say that, oh, this is an achievement, this is something to be proud of, which again, to an extent, yes, but he was used for the purpose of pushing colonial incentives in order to get the people to be in accord with what the Europeans were teaching in regards to their doctrine of Christianity. Okay, it was all based on white supremacists, and he was just a pawn. All right. He was consecrated a bishop on St. Peter's Day in 1864 by a man named Charles Longley, all right, and he was an Archbishop of Canterbury at the Canterbury Cathedral, all right. So that's Samuel Ajayi, or Samuel Crowther, if you want to say that, to the best extent, all right, in regards to his life and how it planned out. But the main reason why I'm touching on him is because of the fact that he was used as a puppet to push forth more oppression amongst the African people with the support of European missionaries, all right? But he didn't understand that, all right? Yes, he was educated, he was a linguistic man, and I believe he actually translated or created the first Yoruba Bible, which was a translation from the English language. Okay, he also did that too, all right, but to no avail, in the sense that he did not have the impact or the sincere impact to deliver his people from bondage. He actually played a part in pushing it. Now, whether he did it willingly or unwillingly, that's another conversation. But the whole purpose of why I'm bringing it out is because I want to show forth the true mindset behind how they have viewed blacks or Africans, okay, and how he was only used as a pawn to push forth European incentives. Okay, so that's it in regards to Samuel Ajayi. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, this one here, I had to touch on it because you know, it was pondering on my mind. But yeah, there you have it. That's Samuel Ajayi Crowther. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you learned something today, and yeah, I'm gonna keep on pushing more content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, watch out for more content. So that's it from me. I'm gonna leave it there. It's History Obscured. Peace.